Howdy folks, today we are cleaning this absolute monster Schoolmaster snapper. A lot of times you'll see these things around and they're usually pretty small. This one was a real big one. Here you can see it on the cutting board as we get into it, but real stud here. So as always, we'll start with our first cut right here, going back behind that gill plate. As we work our way down, we're going to follow right along the spine as best we can here. We really want to scrape against those back spines like always. You'll see here I kind of make that first cut mostly just getting through the scales and a little bit of meat, and then now I can go all the way down. And as I'm going down here, I can feel that kind of tick, tick, tick as that knife tip is dragging along each vertebrae going down along the back. So once I kind of get down there, I'm going to slide the knife over. You can see right here how I'm going to kind of slide down onto the bottom half of the fish. I'll poke through, run that knife parallel, and now I'm doing the same thing, just working down, and you're basically just trying to get as much off as you can on this side of those bones, right? Here you see I drag the knife forward and I cut through the ribs, and now we're doing the exact same thing on the other side. If you're struggling a little bit on these, you can do kind of that first pass that's really more focused just on getting through, just that first little bit of the knife, especially on a big scaled fish like these bigger snappers. Where those scales could kind of mess with you a little bit. So you get started. You can see I left a teeny bit of meat there right behind the eye here on the left side, but it happens, Definitely have left a little bite of meat on fish before. So you can see I just go right down in and come back. I cut the ribs from the front that side as opposed to from the back on the other side. You can see on the fillet, though, really doesn't make a difference. You do have to have a little more stout of a knife, in my opinion, to do that. So now I'm going to cut down along the pin bones and then along the ribs. And so what I'm doing is I'm just cutting through to the skin, not through the skin. And I'm going to come back, peeling that fillet right off, getting that knife as flat as I can, keeping it, with bigger scales like are on these snapper, you can kind of angle the knife down a little bit more because you're less likely to cut right through. But I'm just going to slide that off and boom, right there. You got a perfect little fillet. Boneless, skinless. I always kind of run my hands over it, just make sure I'm not missing any little pin bones. Try to pick off the scales and stuff as best I can. And then the super critical part is getting it on ice right away, right? So got one down and another side to go here. So throw this in my gut cooler here. Coming back to this side, same thing. So make sure I've got the bones. And usually those bones line up real well with kind of that dark line there. So you're not going to be having to worry about cutting out the bones in the middle of the white flesh. So go down, cut to the skin again, and then as I cut through here, right, you can imagine that as I cut the fillet off of the actual skin, what we're doing is also separating the bones in that little chunk of no good from the rest of the fillet there. So boom, there we go, another perfectly clean fillet, and just like that, we've cleaned an absolute monster Schoolmaster snapper. Always getting it on ice, and that is it for this one. Thanks so much, guys. Have a good one. Bye now. If you enjoyed this video, please consider leaving a like and subscribing. Comment what you would like to see next. Thank you.